Hello and welcome to Ryno's Orioles Report. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. Well, was a really good series for the Orioles against the Blue Jays. They took 3 of the 4 games. One of those games being a makeup of earlier in the year. Now, they really had a shot to win that 4th game. But Cano decided to give up 5 runs in an inning. Yeah. Could have had a 4-game sweep. How about that? Just before they start trading all their players away. Yes, sparing the lead here. As of right now, Kittredge gone, Arias gone, Dominguez gone, Soto is gone already. You knew that. Baker also gone. And very early reports, nothing confirmed yet on the Mullins trade, but early indications that Mullins also gone. But the Mullins thing not confirmed. The other guys confirmed. Shocking that O'Hearn is going to be one of the last to go. But however, still a few more hours left on his trade deadline. Yes, I am recording this a little before that. I was trying to push it back just so a lot of the news could get out there about the trading deadline. But I didn't really want to be recording that late in the day. As you can see, I'm here on MASSonSports.com. Let's get to Game 1. Toronto Blue Jays 4, Baltimore Orioles 11. Okay. Holiday, Ofer. Scored 11 runs and your leadoff guy had an Ofer with 3 strikeouts? Yeah, trade him all away, I guess. Whatever, man. We'll see how that works. We'll see what you got in return. They look like some nice prospects, but who really knows? Westberg, 3 hits. Henderson, Ofer, walked once. Rutschman, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. O'Hearn, 2 hits and an RBI. Laureano, 2 hits, 3 RBIs. Cowser, hit, RBI, and a walk. Mullins, 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a walk. Mayo, 3 hits, 2 RBIs. Mullins had a few really nice catches in this series. 2 home run robberies. And it's very disappointing that he's leaving, or potential for him to leave. It's kind of stupid in my mind, but you know what? It does make sense, because one of the last guys that's a Dan Duquette guy. Who, if Mullins goes, who's left that's a Duquette guy? Kramer, Aiken, Rodriguez, Mountcastle. 4 guys in the organization. I think. If I remember correctly. Zach Eflin gets to start in this game. Yeah. Somewhat recent, off the injured list, Zach Eflin apparently had to go back on. Thank you. Thanks. Though, thinking about it and here looking at one of Rakabako's articles, it's not too bad to keep Eflin because you make him a qualifying offer and either he doesn't accept it and you get a compensation pick in between the first and the second round, or he takes it and you gotta, when healthy, a front of the line starter for $22, $23-ish million. It's not a terrible deal. It's not terrible. Eflin only able to go 4 1/3 of an inning. Now, it wasn't reported that he's going on the injured list right after this game, but it's been a few days. But yeah, giving up 8 hits, 4 runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Yeah, not good. Not good. But, however, Corbin Martin coming in, locking it down. Corbin Martin finishing off the 5th inning and pitching the full 6th inning, an inning and 2/3. Does give up 1 hit, but no runs, no walks, 4 strikeouts. Looked really good there. Colin Selby. Well, I thought he went on the injured list, but man, so many roster moving around here. I honestly can't keep it all straight. I thought Colin Selby went on the injured list, but I can't. I don't know, man. I feel like he is injured, but maybe I don't. Yeah, Colin Selby got injured somewhere in here. And that's how. You know what? I don't know. I forgot. Yeah, he's on the injured list. Right? Is he going to say it anywhere in here? Oh, wait. Here we go. Talking about all these. Yes, it was. According to this article, or this news post here, the Associated Press, said July 29th, listing several injuries here for the Baltimore Orioles. Colin Selby, 15-day IL with a hamstring. Whew, there we go. Found it. I knew he was injured. But no, this is the 28th, so the next day. And no, I don't. It might have been Geraldo, but I thought Geraldo was recalled already. A lot of moves, and it's very confusing. I wouldn't even go over the extra base hits. Craziness at the trade deadline. Rutschman had 2 doubles. Mullins, O'Hearn also with doubles. Mullins, Laureano, Mayo, Cowser with home runs. Yep, Mayo's up to 3. How about that? All right, Corbin Martin, Colin Selby. Before, I saw a squirrel there. Pitching a full inning, the 7th inning. Doesn't give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Okay. Grant Wolfram in for the 8th inning. Yeah. Bullpen names kind of looking the same, but yeah. Pitching full 8th inning. Doesn't give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Cade Stroud in for the 9th inning. Pitching the full 9th inning. No hits, no runs, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Yeah, a lot of these new bullpen pieces are going to be young and inexperienced. Yeah. This will be fun. It's game 2. This will be game 1 of a doubleheader. Toronto Blue Jays 4, Baltimore Orioles 16. I was yelling at them the whole game here, especially late. In the 6th or 7th, save some runs for next game. He almost needed some more. Westberg, 4 hits and an RBI. Jackson Holiday initially getting time off because, doubleheader next. So Westberg played second base, 4 hits and an RBI. Laureano DHing in 2-hole. Okay. 3 hits. Gunnar Henderson got to start at shortstop. Jackson Holiday came in late. Okay. However, bro. 3 hits, 4 RBIs, and a walk. Holiday gets an RBI on his only plate appearance. Tyler O'Neill, 2 hits, 4 RBIs, walked once. Carlson, defensive replacement late. Did not get a hit with his only at-bat. Ramon Arias in one of his last at-bats as an Oriole. 3 hits and 3 RBIs. Probably boosted his trade value a bit. Cedric Mullins, same thing. Had a decent 4-game series at the plate, too. Boosted his trade value, probably. 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Mayo, Ofer. Cowser, 2 hits and an RBI, so walked once. Alex Jackson, Ofer. Mullins with 2. Westberg, Cowser also with doubles. Ramon Arias, 2. Tyler O'Neill, Gunnar Henderson with home runs. Boosting trade value there. Arias made a throwing error. Hurting her trade value there. But it did not really come into play. The error didn't affect the overall outcome. Charlie Morton getting a start in this game, pitching 6 full innings. Does give up 8 hits and 3 runs and walks 3. Only striking out 2, which isn't wonderful or anything. I mean, it's 8 hits and 3 walks. That's not great. You did get a few double plays. Luckily, the offense broke out a bit. Yanier Cano in for the 7th inning. Pitching the full 7th inning. Doesn't give up a hit, but no runs, no walks, no strikeouts. Yeah, Cano's in a bit of a funk. Yarmil Geraldo. Thank you so much for pitching the last 2 innings of this game. Guess what? Go back to AAA. Yep, that's often the case. Well, you need arms. Partly because you keep trading them away. Yarmil Geraldo pitching the final 2 innings of this game, the 8th and the 9th. Does give up 2 hits and 1 run, but no walks and 1 strikeout. And why they really needed to send Geraldo away, because in between games, because this is a doubleheader, Orioles trade Seranthony Dominguez to the Blue Jays. Yeah, that's weird. Hey man, whatever. Do your thing. Nightcap of the doubleheader was at this game. It's hot. It was hot, even though it was somewhat of a night game. Toronto Blue Jays 2, Baltimore Orioles 3 by the skin of our teeth. Could have used a few of them runs he scored in the first game, but it's whatever. Jackson Holiday 1 hit. Tyler O'Neill 0. Moved way up in the lineup. Yep. Gunnar Henderson 1 hit. Rutschman hit an RBI. Had a goofy double off the wall where hit it. It wasn't so high on the wall. Right fielder tried to jump up and get it, and strange. I'd never seen it in all my times watching games at Camden Yards. I've never seen a right fielder go for the ball. He missed it, tipped it, kind of, and the ball literally just sat right there at his feet. Right fielder didn't even know where the ball was. Somebody had to tell him. Weird. That's weird. However, because the doubles by Gunnar Henderson and Adley Rutschman got some runs. You got 1 run there, which is what we needed. Ron Lariano 2 hits and a walk. O'Hearn hitting an RBI. Rios hitting an RBI. Mayo with a walk. He walked once, and then Ofer in another plate appearance. Pinch hit for late. As you can see, O'Hearn got the start in right field. So, I'm not sure if this was planned a little bit, that, you pinch hit Cowser a little later. It seems like it, because you don't really want Ryno O'Hearn playing right field the whole game. Especially if you're trying to win. Look, if you're not trying to win, then, stick him out there in center field. But I suspect that this was somewhat planned, that Mayo would get the start out there. Was a lefty on the mound, wasn't it? Yeah. Cowser, as you can see, coming in, pinch hitting for Mayo, somewhat middle of the game, I think. I feel like 6th, 7th inning-ish. Ofer goes back and plays left field. Lariano goes from left to right, and O'Hearn comes in and play first base. Dylan Carlson getting a start in center field. It's a doubleheader. It's hot. Yeah. You try to... Yeah, because Lariano DH'd the first game. Carlson didn't play. O'Hearn didn't play as well. So you had fresh outfielders for the start of each of the doubleheaders. It's not a terrible strategy. I just don't like O'Hearn in the outfield, but whatever. Rutschman Henderson with doubles, again back to back. O'Hearn with a triple. Yeah, it's weird. Carlson stolen base. Holiday stole base. Carlson also picked off by Seranthony Dominguez. Or turn a few double plays in this game. It was really nice. Brandon Young really needed it. Brandon Young gets a start in this game. Pitching full 6 innings. It really looked like he wasn't going to make it that long, but somehow he did. So I'm telling you, these early few innings, it just did not go very well. He did settle in a bit. Going 6 full innings, does give up 6 hits, 2 runs, 2 walks. Which isn't terrible. That's pretty good. 6 strikeouts. Okay, all right. All right. You didn't look good to start it, but you got some help from some double plays and 6 strikeouts. That's a fairly nice performance, especially for somebody that is that young. Keegan Aiken, welcome back, Keegan Aiken. Weird that he didn't get into the first 2 games of the series, but whatever. Do you think Tony Mansolino? I mean, fresh off the injury list, I'd have gotten him in there Monday, but it's fine. It's fine. Put Wolfram out there. Whatever. I guess maybe you're thinking it wasn't a close game. You wanted to save Aiken for a close game. Maybe. I think luckily it worked out a little bit well for you here. Keegan Aiken pitching the full 7th inning, does give up a hit, but no runs. It does walk a batter. No strikeouts. So there's that. Andrew Kittredge in for the 8th inning. Thanks for the win. Bye. Pitching the full 8th inning, does give up a hit, but no runs. Does walk a batter. 1 strikeout. Corbin Martin in for the 9th. Yes, getting the save. Woo-hoo! To a certain extent, he treated us fans rudely, and we treated him rudely right back. Yeah, very shaky to start the 9th inning. Having really hard time throwing strikes. He ends up with, well, you can see it right there. Or maybe you can, maybe you can't, depending on what device you're on. Martin throws 22 pitches in that inning, 8 strikes. Yeah. Again, that's why he treated us fans rudely. You can't do that. You got to come out of the bullpen throwing strikes. You can't come out of the bullpen throwing balls. You got to throw strikes. And yeah, we were yelling at him. Well, hot, drinking. Happens. Throw strikes. We'll just be walking batters. That's how we lose, because you don't want to throw strikes. Just throw to the catcher, man. But he doesn't. He doesn't. He masters his chi and harnesses his energy, or whatever the hell he has to do. Eats his Martin potato chips. Pitching the full 9th inning for his first save as an Oriole. I don't know if it's his career or not. No hits, no runs, does walk 1, 2 strikeouts. Again, real shaky to start with, but did finish strong. Game 4. Yeah, Toronto Blue Jays 9, Baltimore Orioles 8. And as you can see, the Blue Jays put up a 5 spot in the 7th inning. And at that time, it was 5-4 Orioles. Luckily, the Orioles got another 3 in the 7th inning. Okay. Holiday 2 hits, Westberg 2 hits, 2 RBIs, Henderson 2 hits and an RBI. Rutschman starting the game at DH. You know I hate that. I hate that. Because then you want to pinch hit for Alex Jackson, and then Rutschman's got to come play. Like, what? Hate it. Hate it. Adley Rutschman, 0 but did get 2 RBIs. This was a huge sacrifice fly series. And a lot of them. A lot of sacrifice flies. But that's how you got to do it. Of course, the Blue Jays are like the sacrifice kings of the Major League Baseball. O'Hearn hit 2 RBIs, also walked once, also struck out 3 times. Kowser 0 but did get an RBI and a walk. Mullins with 2 hits. Carlson 0. Ron Lariano pinch hitting late. Seems weird because Carlson's a switch hitter, but do your thing. Lariano 0 in his 1 at bat. Carlson could have done that, but again, do whatever. Alex Jackson did get a hit, but was pinch hit for late with Tyler O'Neill, who struck out. And then Andrew Kittredge was just slotted in there because he ended up pitching at some point. Okay. Whatever, bro. Jackson, as in Alex Jackson, and Mullins both with doubles, O'Hearn and Westberg with home runs. Dean Kramer gets a start in this game. Day game Dino, he pitched fairly well. Could only get through 5, but fairly nice, or maybe not nice, okay outing. Definitely kept the team in the game for the 5 innings he was in there. The rest of these idiots screwed it up. He pitched 5 innings, they'll give up 3. The bullpen pitches 4, gives up 6. Yeah, we're going to have to get used to that. Dominguez gone, Soto gone, Kittredge gone. It is what it is. Until Tyler Wells gets back, because Tyler Wells going to the bullpen. Unless Elias trades a whole bunch of the starters. We'll see. Grant Rotham, first man out of the pen, pitching the full 6th inning, does give up a hit, a run, and a walk, and does end up striking out a batter. That's nice. And then the wheels just fell off. Yanier Cano in for, what the hell, the 7th inning. Can't even get through the whole 7th inning. Gives up 5 runs. 5! He gave up 4 hits. How? How is that even possible? You know? Whatever, man. I mean, whatever. Yanier Cano only getting the first 2 outs of the 7th inning, giving up the 4 hits and the 5 runs. No walks, no strikeouts. Cade Stroud in to save the day because Cade Stroud can do it, but Yanier Cano cannot. Maybe you call him cannot. He's Yanier cannot because he cannot get out of this inning. Yeah, it's probably a little rude. But maybe I should call myself the rude Ryno. Cade Stroud finishing off the 7th and then pitching the full 8th inning. Does give up 2 hits, but no runs. Does walk a batter, no strikeouts. Yeah. Andrew Kittredge on for the 9th inning. Too little, too late. Maybe you should have used Kittredge in the 7th. Though at the same time, you're probably trying to save Kittredge for the 9th because who the hell else is going to do it? Cano doesn't do well then. Not that he's doing well in the 7th inning either. Kittredge pitching the full 9th inning. No hits, no runs, no walks, 1 strikeout. Thanks for not very much. Wow. Whoo, yeah. Craziness, huh? Straight craziness. And we almost won that one. How about that? Take a look at some of these articles here. This one by the Masson staff. Now, with Dominguez being moved in between a doubleheader, 2 moves were made in between said doubleheader. Elvin Rodriguez were called from Double-A Chesapeake because that's the closest to. No, I guess Aberdeen would be closer. Actually, I guess I don't know which facility is actually closer, the one in Aberdeen or the one in Bowie. I feel like the one in Aberdeen is a little closer. But that's low A? High A. So you wanted to go from your Double-A roster and you get Elvin Rodriguez, relief pitcher, and Houston Roth, relief pitcher, and you send Geraldo to Triple-A Chesapeake. Chesapeake, not Bowie. They used to call it Team Chesapeake. It used to be the Bowie Bay Sox. Now I guess it's the Chesapeake Bay Sox. I don't know when that happened. But that happened. Okay. More roster moves. It's very confusing. Anybody confused yet? I'm still confused. I'm always confused, especially with this damn roster. Talking about some of the other performers down there in the minor leagues. Some of the guys that we're thinking of here between these 2 articles. Talking about Bradish, talking about Wells, talking about Mountcastle and Povich. Things are going well for those 4. Rakabako here writing this article mentioning that what's his name? The first baseman, Mountcastle. Mountcastle is eligible to come off the IL Sunday. Will probably join the team in Philadelphia, which that series starts Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember. Povich, Wells, Bradish, they're a little bit, or maybe a lot further behind. Povich is probably the closest one, barring any setbacks, and then Bradish, and then Wells. But so far, no negative things to report on them. Also, Cameron Foster came in the Soto trade, the Gregory Soto trade, through for the first time in the organization. Pitched fairly well. That's cool. Didn't get injured. That's also good. Because the Orioles seem to get injured all the time. I don't remember what specifically was in this one. I think it was Tyler Wells. It was just Tyler Wells. Yeah, I think it was just Tyler Wells. All right, let's get to some of these trades and see if we all get confused, because I know I am. Ryno Arias traded to the Astros. I guess that makes sense, right? As it stands now, you have Gunnar Henderson as your starting shortstop, Jackson Holliday as your starting second baseman, and Jordan Westburg as your starting third baseman. So what does that leave for Ryno Arias? Less playing time. Assuming everybody stays healthy. Which they haven't this year. But however, now on the other side, you do have Emmanuel Rivera in the organization. Can he play as many positions as Arias? No, not really. Rivera's more of a corner guy, so that would leave you... Well, I mean, you got Westburg that can play second if you need to. Excuse me. So, if there's value in Ryno Arias, which there is some, good defensive player, won a Gold Glove a couple years ago, so why... Yeah, look, if you can get the return you want, I guess it's fine. Get another pitching prospect. I can't remember the guy's name. You're something. Bing bong. Some kind of update. All right, go away. You're in my way. You're going to get several pitching prospects back. Well, you got 2 from the Mets, you got 1 from the Blue Jays, and then you get 1 from the Astros here. Also, what is this line for? Oh, it was the details for Kittredge. We had the details for the Arias trade. And who did they even get? I don't remember who the hell they got. Some guy. Oh, the pitcher. They got a pitcher for Arias. Very confusing. We did hear that Kittredge was going to the Cubs, but we didn't have the details as of yet. And it is somewhat weird that Kittredge got moved because he has an option for next year. So, the question might be, what the fuck are you doing, Mike Elias? Are you trying to tank next year as well? Because who's in the bullpen next year? You moved Baker, you moved Soto, you moved Dominguez. The Soto and the Dominguez we get because expiring contracts. Brian Baker was under team control. Kittredge was under team control, assuming you wanted him. Ryno Arias was under team control. And you don't draft pitchers that much. So, who is going to replace them? Okay. Do whatever. This article, Rock Kabako. All the articles, Rock Kabako so far. This one as well for Rock Kabako, giving the details on the Kittredge trade. Finally getting a position player. Very young, middle infielder, shortstop guy. Wilfred De La Cruz. No idea if he's any relation to the other De La Cruz that's in the league, but it's possible. Well, that's O'Neal Cruz. No. That's the red shortstop. What's his name? Ellie De La Cruz. Might be. Very skinny, though. Yeah, it's great. Yeah. Pitchers, you get a shortstop. I mean, where's he going to play? I don't know. But at the same time, if you're looking at Jackson Holliday, Gunnar Henderson, Jordan Westberg, it's entirely likely that when it comes contract time for those guys, you're not going to be able to keep all of them. It's possible. It's possible. So, sure, do you want to replenish the pipeline? And at the same time, you know what? That's only 3 guys on the roster. You got room for another guy on the roster, for another infielder if you want. Yes, it's very useful to have another shortstop on the roster, especially if he's fairly fast, because then he can pinch run for people. Sure. And it doesn't look like Mateo will return. Another injury for Mateo, so yeah, his contract's up. He's probably not coming back. But we'll see. Taking a look at this article by Brendan Mortensen talking about some of the guys that you get in from the trades. And trying to remember the names of some of these guys. You got a Foster and an Arcia from the Mets. You got who's the guy from the fucking Dude guys? Jerron Watts Brown from the Blue Jays, another pitching prospect. Yes. I guess that, to a certain extent, that does play into what Mike Elias has done throughout the years. Drafting a lot of hitters, progressing them through the system, and in your trades, that's where you're getting the pitchers. So by the time you get them, they've had 2-3 years in an organization. If they were going to get injured early in their career, that's, it's a little further along in their process. So maybe that would reduce the amount of time you would have them injured. Possibly. See, I talk about Brendan Mortensen. I talk about Brendan Mortensen articles here every once in a while. Oh, let's get to injuries. Yay! Zach Eflin back on the injured list. Cool. Brandon Young recalled. Actually, yeah, Brandon Young got sent away. Brandon Young was the 27th man. So Brandon Young actually got sent back to AAA Chesapeake, or AA Chesapeake, or somewhere. One of the A's. But with Eflin being injured, he can immediately be recalled because of the injury. Otherwise, he would have to stay down for 10 days. Man, lots of thunderstorms this time of year. I feel like a little bit more than in years past, but oh well. Today, Thursday, off day, trade deadline at 6 p.m. It is not quite 6 p.m. yet. Actually, let's hit the refresh button. Well, there you go. I'll go ahead and look at this on camera here. Mullins trade. Sounds like it's confirmed. If Rockabacco reports it and puts it on, or I guess if Rockabacco writes this article and the Master Staff puts it on the website, assuming Rock can't do that himself, well, that's a good question. Mullins traded to the Mets. Damn you, Mike Elias. You better be right. You better be right. You better be. Because I don't see why you don't keep Mullins. I don't. Not with the way his defense plays. Okay. All the fancy-ass nerds out there and their stupid-ass nerds numbers says Cedric Mullins is a terrible defensive center fielder. They clearly have never watched him play baseball. Because you can just see it by watching Cedric Mullins play baseball, that he is a good defensive center fielder. But apparently he's not. But apparently good enough for the Mets to give us 3 minor league players. I don't know anything about them. Very disappointing. I don't think that's Ramon? Is that Ramon Gomez? Anthony Nunez and Chandler Marsh. 23-year-old, a 24-year-old, and a 22-year-old. High ERA. Lots of walks. That's not good for a pitcher. Mets' 30th overall prospect, Mr. Gomez, was the Padres' 29th round draft pick. Mr. Nunez here, 24 infielder. As an infielder. Oh, he converted to pitcher. Oh, so Mr. Nunez was a infielder converted to pitcher. Supposedly, Mets' number 14th prospect this year. Okay. 17 walks, 60 strikeouts in 40 innings. That's pretty good. That sounds pretty good. Sure. Mr. Marsh, 22, 6'4". That's what they put on that up top there. 6'4". Usually that does kind of play in longer legs. Means further stride down the mound and closer to the plate. Longer arms, again, release point a little bit closer to the plate. So if you think 60 feet, 6 inches from plate to rubber, at some point the ball is going to lose velocity. Well, if you're shortening that because you have a further release point or you're a further landing spot, the perceived velocity can be a little higher. Mr. Marsh walked 17, struck out 52 in 42 innings. That's okay. Man. Traded Mullins. Damn bastards. Again, here you go, Rockabacco. And yeah, I know I'm giving away the farm here, telling about Rock's whole article here. Stole home diving catch Saturday, stole home runs from somebody Monday, and then again yesterday. Yeah, because he's a terrible defensive center fielder. Dude straight up climbed the wall, and he's talking about, you got to stick your spikes in the wall so you don't just slide down, but so you can, stick in the wall, get a little bit more lift, and then you can grab the top of the wall and pull yourself up to grab a home run. Yeah, because he did that. But he's a terrible defensive center fielder. And that's why the Mets are trading him for him, because he's so bad. Yeah, stupid-ass nerds and their nerd numbers. You stupid nerds and your nerd numbers better bring me a World Series. Bastards. Alright, so where was I? Yes. Thursday, off day, trade deadline. Still got another hour on the trade deadline. I don't know if somebody else is going to get moved. It's somewhat surprising that Herndon hasn't gotten moved yet, but whatever. Going to start a series with the Cubs going to Chicago. All 3 games scheduled for 2:20. Again, Friday's game scheduled 2:20. Saturday's game scheduled 2:20. Sunday's game scheduled 2:20. I don't know. And then no off day. Monday, we're in Philadelphia playing the Phillies. So that's going to do it for this edition of Ryno's Orioles Report. Please stay tuned for Monday, and we'll discuss the series between the Baltimore Orioles and the Chicago Cubs. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I am the Angry Ryno, and this is Birdland.